Matt, I'm really disappointed in you.
Why? What'd I do this time?
Well, you usually dive in head first to puns.
Oh, yeah. I'm a pun fan.
We were talking about The Rock. His daughter is now signed as a professional wrestling career.
Yes.
What did you think her name should be?
I think I said Dwayne The Rockette.
Right.
Johnson.
Okay. Which, yeah, that's a good leap, right?
You didn't like Dwayne, but you thought The Rockette sounded pretty cool.
Right. And then I read that someone was giving her trouble on, I think, Twitter about what her name should be. And I thought, why did Matt not say that? This sounded exactly like something Matt would say, and he didn't say it. What do you think the name they think she should have been? Not The Rockette. What name could you have gone with?
All right, so for her actual name that she went with is something Rain or Rain something?
Ava Rain.
Ava Rain. What do I think she should have gone with? Oh.
Her dad is The Rock.
So she should be the paper. Is that right?
No, but that was good too.
Because that means she would beat Rock.
Right?
Ava the Paper Rain. Come on.
Ava the Paper Rain. And you brought up a good point.
It's not scissors, is it?
No.
Okay.
But you brought up a good point that it's rain like the weather, not rain like royalty. Because that would kind of be like, oh, you think your dad's royalty, huh? But no, it's rain the weather with an E on the end. So it's fancier than just a rain cloud. But somebody was giving her trouble. She should be Pebbles.
Why should you be Pebbles? That seems like that's...
Because her dad's The Rock.
Well, I know, but doesn't that seem diminishing? A rock is large and a pebble is small.
But it's Big Daddy Rock and Baby Pebbles. No, I kind of thought you'd be like, oh, Pebbles, but I like paper better.
Yeah.
I like paper way better.
Me too. You should do that.
Okay, so while we're talking about wrestlers, you and I, we talked about how I would be terrible about who these wrestlers were other than like the originals, you know, Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant and the...
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Did I get that name right? Something like that.
Ravishing Rick Rude? I know that one.
Jesse the Body Ventura. You know him?
Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man.
Yeah. Do you remember his manager's name?
Mr. Manager?
Virgil was his name.
Oh.
And he always looked like he was in much better shape than Ted DiBiase. But
Yes.
he rarely got physically involved.
Rarely. Every now and then, like when the referee wasn't looking, he'd slam a chair. But then he'd be like, what? Knows me.
What are you talking about? Mean Gene Okerlund?
Mean Gene, wasn't he the announcer or the ringside?
Yeah, he was basically the ringside
Host?
Interviewer and backstage. Okay. He did one-on-one interviews. He wasn't ringside necessarily.
So I'm going to give you names, like the Hollywood names, the entertainer names, and you're going to give me who the wrestler was.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
No, but maybe it'll be self-explanatory once we start.
Like The Rock, you would say that's
Dwayne Johnson.
Right.
Okay. So, okay.
Wrestlers, entertainment names versus their real names. And good for you, they are multiple choice.
Phew.
Okay. The excellence of execution.
What?
Is it Ric Flair, Bret Hart, or Steve Austin?
The excellence of execution?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it's Bret Hart.
You will be correct.
All right. Now, he's kind of known for being a highly technical wrestler, like a really skilled one.
Okay. All right. Who is the American Dream? Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, or Dusty Rhodes?
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes, take me home. Yes, Dusty Rhodes is the American Dream.
Yeah, and he's from this region, I think, right? Dusty Rhodes.
I don't know, but do you think Dusty Rhodes is his real name? Because that's kind of like Crystal Chandelier, the stripper, right?
Well, I'm at his Wikipedia. I got those Wikipedia. It's Virgil Riley Runnels Jr.
Whoa.
Yeah, a little bit rough.
Mouthful.
I mean, I thought he initially got his start around this region or something.
Dusty Rhodes could definitely be like a male entertainer name as well, don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen that film?
No.
No. Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yes. So wrestlers' stage names versus whatever the age.
versus whatever the H?
Well, it's like they have their wrestler name. Like in this case, it was Dusty Rhodes, and then it's more like their subtitle or something almost. I don't know.
Okay. Their entertainer name, their stage name. The Heartbreak Kid is The Miz, Roman Reigns, or Shawn Michaels.
What was the first one that you said?
The Miz.
The Miz? I don't recall.
You don't know The Miz?
No.
See, that's the one I do know because he started on Real World.
Wow.
And he had like this alter ego, especially when he was drinking, where he was The Miz. And then he went on to Dancing with the Stars and wrestling. Well, wrestling first, then Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, I may have stopped wrestling by the time he was a thing. But the answer to that one is...
The Heartbreak Kid is The Miz, Roman Reigns, or Shawn Michaels?
It's Shawn Michaels.
You say it so definitively.
That's right.
Because you are correct.
Yeah, once we start getting into present-day wrestlers, we might be in trouble, but so far, on a roll.
So far, 3-4-3. Okay. The Big Red Machine. Is that Kane, The Undertaker, or Randy Orton?
That is Kane.
That is Kane. How old does Kane go back?
He's been around since the 90s.
Okay.
He's actually The Undertaker's brother, I believe.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right. Well, that is correct. Kane is the Big Red Machine.
That's right.
So is he real pale and has red hair too?
No, he's one of those wrestlers.
Is that why he's the Big Red Machine?
He's one of those wrestlers that's full bodysuit, including head.
Okay.
You know, so you don't see his face really. And he's wearing all red.
Ah, so it's nothing to do with his flowing red locks.
Correct. And he's a big fellow.
Okay.
Big, red.
Big guy.
Machine. Maybe he's got red hair. I don't know.
Okay. And finally, I don't know how you'll miss this one. You have the potential to go 5 for 5 here on Guess the Wrestler. Ready?
Yes. Come at me.
Stone Cold is AJ Styles, Steve Austin, or Mick Foley.
Wait. What was the... Say
Stone Cold?
Oh, Stone Cold. I thought you just strung them all together. Well, yeah, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Right. Stone Cold is not AJ Styles. Stone Cold is not Mick Foley. Stone Cold is Steve Austin. Matt, you haven't gone 5 for 5 in a long time.
I don't know that I ever have.
Well done.
Da-na-da, da-na-da. Yay!
I like that dance. Good job.
Thank you. Well, obviously, I've been practicing.
I know. 5 for 5. Name the wrestler.
Kate, are you going to subscribe to the Jonas Brothers app?
I thought about it.
$5 a month. Have you actually, or are you just being silly?
I'm being silly, but I did see that it was a thing.
Free for the first 7 days, and then $5 a month.
And what does the Jonas app entail for $5 a month?
You get some exclusive video in there. Maybe they interact with you. I don't know. $5 a month. I guess if you're a hardcore Joe Bro fan, or any group, fan of any group, if that is like your passion, $5 a month isn't horrible.
I mean, if it was like OnlyFans Joe Bros, right?
Oh, and so Nick is doing naughty things to himself on camera? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't mean doing things. I just meant like maybe we'd see below the neck.
Okay. Yeah, because I always, when I hear OnlyFans, I think explicit content.
Well, I think of naked content, but I don't so much think of activities.
Oh, yeah, I think they do that too.
Oh, okay.
I haven't consumed any OnlyFans content. I've only studied it from afar academically.
Nor have I. I just know that people make a lot of money with their OnlyFans accounts.
Subscriber is the name of the service. You can sign up via text message and then receive SMS messages that connect them to full screen video on their smartphones. And then you don't have to log into a website or download. You can just follow the link there.
This kind of makes me think of back in the 90s when you could call the 1-900 numbers to talk to New Kids on the Block.
Oh, New Kids on the... See, I went right back to smut.
I know. But I went... Yeah, I probably would save more money if I did the Jonas Brothers app than I did with the New Kids on the Block numbers. Got in big trouble for that.
Yeah, I remember talking about that once upon a time.
Yeah.
At least with this one, you tap out at $5 a month.
Right.
Well, if you're going to drop 100. And then the various Joe Bros are going to donate about $2 per subscription to their various different charities, their supported charitable organizations. So that's nice.
That's nice. So $1 per subscription goes to each Joe Bro, and $2 goes to charity.
Well, you got to remember some of the other people are going to take some off the top also, like the service as well.
That's true. That's true.
And one of the reasons why they're using text messages instead of just an app is so that they can avoid having to pay commission to Apple or Google for the app. So, savvy Joe Bros. Joe Bros.
Wouldn't it be funny if they took this app or, this newfound thing to like try to launch their bonus Jonas Brother Frankie's career? It's just a farce. Everybody thinks they're there for Nick, Joe, and Kevin. It's like, hey, and here's Frankie.
It turns out that it's an inside joke about the one that people call Bonus Jonas.
Yeah.
And the one who also really doesn't appreciate the fact that he's been relegated to Bonus Jonas status.
Poor guy.
Nick says he's the favorite uncle, though.
Really?
Bonus Jonas is.
Well, that makes sense. He doesn't have kids.
Oh, I see.
My brother, who doesn't have children, he's the favorite uncle, too.
Why do you think that is?
Because he's not tired from his kids.
He doesn't have to tend to the other children.
Yeah. He can just be fun Uncle Patrick.
Yeah, me and my brother Tom are both childless, and we got our 2 nephews, Connor and Thatcher.
Oh, so do you and Tom like arm wrestle for who's the favorite?
No, I'm clearly the favorite by miles.
Really?
We try not to bring it up. We don't want to hurt his feelings, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you do like that winky thing with your nephews? Like, better go talk to your Uncle Tom. Wink, wink. We all know I'm the favorite. Like that kind of. Do you have that kind of relationship with your nephews?
I think I just show up to more things. And so by virtue of me showing up and having fun with the kids and Tom likely working instead, I get to bank more cool points.
Well, I mean, Tom doesn't say their name on the radio either.
That's true.
Whoop.
That's true.
Points for Uncle Matt.
Ding. I like that.
I just thought of like an argument like if you and Tom were engaged in a conversation, like who's the favorite? Like, well, I say their names on the radio, so suck on that, Tom.
Damn, Kate.
I know. That's why I giggled. Yeah. A potential conversation with your brother, whom I've never met, about who's the favorite uncle.
I'll see if I can phony up some kind of, make it seem like I'm having an actual argument with him. That might be interesting. Yeah, we'll see.
There you go.
Kate, you guys have a TV on your deck yet?
Not yet. We don't spend a lot of time on our deck.
Well, because there's no TV out there.
We have a TV in the garage.
There's no TV out. Oh, so you're spending all kinds of time in the garage?
Yeah.
But no, if you had a TV out on your deck, that would be potential more deck time, you know?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's definitely in the plans, Matt. It's in the plans. Phew. We're just not there yet.
I ran into another one of these articles, seems like every year about this time. They're like, hey, you could spend a couple $1,000s on a TV to put on your deck, or you could just take an old TV and put it on your deck and wait for it to die. Yep. And I want to advocate for that position again. I need to check with my dad, but I feel like his TV's been out on his deck. The same one's been out there for like 10 years, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Mine's been out there on my deck for maybe a year and a half, including winter months, which are well outside the operating temperatures of these devices.
So the TV that we have in our garage is an older TV, and it's sometimes like if you go to turn it on, it doesn't want to turn on. So you just leave it on all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So the TV in our garage is on constantly.
Yeah, mine on my deck is also.
As is our boombox in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All sorts of entertainment options in the garage.
That reminds me, my favorite way for listeners to consume KJ1055 is via boombox.
Mm-hmm.
On each shoulder. You know? Walk downtown, find some high visibility spot. Not just high visibility, high hearability, high listenability. So you can be rocking KJ1055 in all different directions.
There you go.
Yeah. I forget what the next big thing is in St. Joe that you should represent us at, but if you could do that for every one going forward, that'd be great.
That'd be fantastic. Thank you.
And if you've just got one boombox, that's fine.
What if your boombox is like mine with detachable speakers? Then you could have a speaker under each arm and then maybe put the boombox on your backpack.
Yeah, that'd be great. You should try that when you get home. Send me a photo and put it on the Matt and Kate Facebook. Like where your shoulder pads might be, you have a speaker.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, it seems like that'd be a front pack that you could wear. That way you could adjust your knobs easy.
There you go.
Clearly only to turn up the volume because all the presets should be set to KJ1055. Yes, Kate?
Correct. I don't have a dial. I have buttons for volume, or I have a remote that I could turn it up.
Oh, it's the fun in that. No dial?
No dial. Nope, buttons.
It's a retired receiver for me now because my current one's fancy surround sound type stuff, but I had this old Sony one that's got a little red dot, little red light that lights up. It shows you where the volume is, and then if you get the remote control going, the volume knob actually moves. It's very exciting.
Oh.
Yeah. The future is here. Well, frankly, that was like 25 years ago. And it no longer exists, apparently. Yeah.
With the old boombox.
So there's a story, Kate, about this St. Joe cop that basically embezzled, well, $99,000. At least it wasn't six figures worth of money out of the Fraternal Order of Police.
Okay.
It's a lot. Apparently just took the credit card and hit up Menards and Walmart and Hy-Vee.
Does that count as embezzling when it's not cash? Doesn't that count as stealing?
Party City. Well, embezzling's also stealing.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like a different classification. If it's
Yeah, it just sounds like a fancier term if you're going to take the credit card and go to Menards.
Yeah,
that's stealing.
Well, that's easier to hide. You know, you could say, "Well, I was buying." Well, yeah, you could conceivably say, "Oh, yeah, I was buying lawn chairs for a Fraternal Order of Police event." You know what I mean? You could probably hide that stuff better.
I guess,
Walmart.
But if you can look into it and they show him riding off with a lawnmower.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. You know, in our company, you start buying things. Well, first off, they don't trust most of us, with credit cards.
I was going to say, you have a company credit card?
I do not. I have a gas card, but that's only good at the gas station.
You can get snacks.
Well, they assure me that no, I can't. But
you can't get snacks? They assure you, no, you cannot get snacks. This is not for Snickers. This is just for fuel.
Right. So either way, even if you have a credit card in this company, you've got to keep track of your receipts.
Yeah.
And turn them in. So I'm impressed. They did this over the course of 4 years, from December 2015 to December 2019. The St. Joe cop, who's no longer a police officer, by the way.
In St. Joe or anywhere?
Yeah, the article said he's working elsewhere, like in a different city department. Basically, once they started investigating it, they're like, you're not allowed to be a cop in the meantime.
But still employed by the city?
According to the story now is a week old.
Okay.
Or not quite a week. It was from last week, mid last week. But that's a lot of money to drop. $99,000 on personal purchases over a 4-year period. I try to think about it. Ends up being $25,000 a year. Could you imagine how far that would go for you?
Right?
$25,000 extra a year.
Oh my gosh.
These people that think they can get away with this stuff, it's wild to me. This is a good reminder. Criminals most times get charged with crimes, even if they're cops.
I just keep thinking, if you're willing to steal from your organization as a police officer, what are you willing to do or not do as a police officer?
Oh, I see.
Like, we've got reports of a murder. I'll get there when I get there.
Oh, I was thinking more along the lines of, this is a bribeable. This is an offense that you could bribe me over. Something like that is what I would expect.
Cross my palm. I was never here.
Pull someone over for a DUI, and they're like, oh, man, what am I going to do? And you go, pay me $100 cash, and I'll look the other way. Just don't get busted drunk driving a second time on the way home tonight, okay?
Bye.
Bye. Have fun. I'm going to the strip club. Yay. The Outskirts. Remember when you read copy for The Outskirts that one time?
Oh, my. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, you blacked it out until I reminded you a year ago or whenever that was.
I did.
Actually, I think it was last Halloween. Because it was the costume eating contest. Costume eating contest? No, there was a hot pepper eating contest. And then hot costumes or something. I don't know. I give up.
Hot peppers, hot costumes. The Outskirts.
Yeah, hot women also was in there. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
The Outskirts. The Outskirts is not currently an advertiser.
Oh, come on. Maybe times are tough.
Yeah. Kate, you see someone attack the Mona Lisa? Did you see that last week?
I did. What a loser.
Like threw a whipped cream pie at it? Or mushed a whipped cream pie into it or something?
And then threw like a bouquet of roses.
Yeah, apparently as a protest against climate change, he was trying to raise an environmental awareness deal.
Which I don't understand. It has nothing, his actions have nothing to do with climate change.
Well, I think the point is if he had ruined the Mona Lisa, a lot more people would be talking about the story.
But we're going to talk about how he's ready for the loony bin. And they were like, oh yeah, he was trying to raise awareness about climate change. I don't trust him because he threw a whipped cream pie. Who lets a pie in the museum?
Well, apparently he was dressed up as an old lady in a wheelchair. Did you hear that part?
Yes, I did hear that part. Easy to smuggle in a pie in a wheelchair.
Well, maybe you got that, like the old person kind of blanket over the lap. And under there you got a whipped cream pie from Price Chopper. It's got the plastic on there.
Okay.
And then,
because I keep
here we go.
Picturing like whipped cream's going to get all over your outfit. They're going to know.
So I'm thinking, yeah, he had an old lady blanket on his lap. And under that had a whipped cream pie.
Thank God for the plastic shield over the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, like, that was a smart idea to do that, huh?
You dummy.
They've got to do it anyway to maintain proper humidity so the paintings don't age prematurely and all that. But bonus, whipped cream pie protection, yeah.
I mean, if somebody does something stupid like that, I'm not taking their cause seriously. Now, I'm saying I definitely believe in climate change. There should be regulation. There should be something. We should pay more attention to it. But when we've got yahoos like this guy, I'm like, ugh.
Yahoo.
You're just a moron.
Loony bin.
Right?
They did send, like, the first place they took him was to the police psychiatric unit for an evaluation. So, yeah, I think they had the right idea. And so what, you're thinking maybe someone who is a climate change denier, like, see, I told you they're all a bunch of yahoos that go in the loony bin? Like that?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. That gives them extra fuel in their fire about anti-climate change. Yes.
Did you like my impersonation of an anti-climate change person, Kate?
I liked the finger in the air. That was good.
Thank you.
Yes.